my name is Shannon Schmoll. My garden gnome collection began back in college when I was an undergraduate. I was at University of Washington for undergrad, and I think this was around the time that there was the Travelocity gnome, and I was always kind of weird, and so I remember being asked, what do you want for Christmas this year? And I was like, I want a garden gnome, because I wanted to be silly. And so I got one, and that's Sparkly. It's this guy. He was my very first gnome. But somebody asked me one time, why do you like gnomes? Why do you collect gnomes? What's attractive about them to you? And for me, it's this representation of sort of the simplicity, like the simplicity that life can be, and the coziness and the simple way of life. So it goes back to things like I like to crochet and knit and bake and garden and sew, and it's all of these really traditional skills that I really enjoy doing. And there's something about gnomes that really represent that as well. And so there's that through line. And I think around the time that I started collecting them and they really became something I fell in love with was when I was finishing up undergraduate and applying to grad schools. So there's that simplicity of that you could fall back on and find cozy and comforting. And that's something that I still love and cling to with my gnomes. All right, so these are the triplets. This is just purple gnome, and I have another one that's outside. That's one of the only ones that's actually allowed to live outside. So this one's Gnome Chomsky, because he's cute. This one's Orville Fredson. Manny Steek, named after Manistique up in the UP. Oh, he's a bank. We'll call this one Banksy then. This is Pip, and Pip has a brother, Bargle. Maybe he should be named Lucky instead, I don't know. This one is Cotton. I don't know if I know why. She's a belle. There's Kringle. This is Topol, which is named after Topol. He's a nutcracker. I'll name him Janusz, after the Polish baker on the Great British Bake Off right now. This is Pilz, at like a little chain store out in Poland. Come get your mushrooms. Bargle has a little hole. So yes, I work at MSU, but the blue and the yellow mixed together made the green. Okay, this is the rudest one, so I don't know, because this one's There's Gimbal. This one is Norman. Norman's my purple gnome. I think my mom had him custom made for me from someone on Etsy. They like painted them whatever color you wanted, so she got it purple for me. Growing up, I always did feel a little weird, and like I didn't always like fit in. Like I had some friends who were really close, and I think a lot of the friends I did have growing up were also weird in similar ways. But I think there's always definitely this sense of like I didn't really fit in with the mainstream necessarily. I didn't necessarily connect with people in the same ways, and it's always a struggle, I think, to find your people. I think eventually I did, for sure, and I have my family away from my family, so to speak. So I think some of that also was I grew up as an only child. I didn't have any siblings, and that's something I really wanted when I was a kid, and it's something my parents really wanted to give me, and it was just not in the cards in the end. And so I think that there's this sense of loneliness that came with growing up as an only child that kind of meant that I didn't always connect with all of my friends who all had siblings or things like that. So I think in that sense, there's definitely that feeling of not quite fitting in throughout most of my life. I don't think I can handle more than two, but at the same time, I really wanted my daughter to have a sibling. So Thora, my younger daughter, has a rock collection. Veda had one when she was older or younger as well. She still sort of has one, but she curates it a lot more now.
I have 4 new types of crystals. So this one is the biggest out of all of them, and I'm going to be going from biggest to smallest.
They're my favorite rocks.
Okay.
Why are they your favorite?
Because they look my favorite.
And then this is a limestone.
I have 2 more collections outside.
And I forgot what this one's called.
I chose it at a park buffer because I start with T and it's a T stick.
Because you start with T.
Then we have amethyst, which is another type of quartz, but when you mix it in, then you get amethyst.
Wait, you're telling me that's your whole pine cone collection?
No.
Where's your other one?
Oh, I haven't collected them yet.
I think for the gnomes, it does come down to that comfort and coziness, but I think, you can probably tie that back to when a lot of people, their childhood memories is a time of nostalgia, which is its own form of comfort and coziness. It's a time when you didn't have as many worries in the world. It's a time when you got big hugs from your parents and you were smaller, so their hugs could envelop you in ways that it's a bit harder when you're an adult. And so there's that through line again of there is probably a nostalgia. So my grandma and I were really close. She moved in with my family when I was in middle school, and she stayed with my parents up until about the last year or so of her life. With my girls, I am trying to continue on everything that my grandma taught me as well. I hadn't really thought about it, but since you brought up my grandma, there is probably something there as well, because she got me some of my early gnomes, and she passed away about 2 years ago now, and so those will always be really special to me because of that.
I'm dressed as Sauron from Lord of the Rings. Why am I here? I like the movie series, I like the books, and I like big spooky characters, so. Sculpted foam for the most part. I've been told I look a little intimidating, yeah.
I am a Halo Spartan, but I customized my own armor. My opinion is like creativity comes in many forms, and I love it when people just do what they love to do, and it doesn't matter if you buy it or make it. I think it's what you pour your heart into. It's like everybody treats everybody like an equal, or because we're all into like the same stuff. We're all a bunch of nerds, geeks. We're creative, and I think it's just a shared thing. I think if you love to do something, don't let anybody tell you can't. How about that? Especially us artsy kids. I grew up an artsy nerd, and it was always people making fun of me, and I just embraced the creative side. And I'm a 50-year-old adult now who has a full-time job doing not this, but as a hobby and loving it. So.
So I'm out here. I brought my child over to Youmacon so that he could spend the day with some friends for the furs.
Hello, I am Typod. We got Glacier here. We also got, what is it? What are you? Jupiter and Patchesine or Cody. We're pretty much just, out here vibing, having fun, making people smile, bringing all the joy and enjoyment to everybody.
I mean, why we do this is to bring joy to people when the world isn't as beautiful of a place right now.
It's fun, that's all I gotta say.
For me, it's just like a way of expression. It's a different way of like being able to come out of your shell and be yourself.
Yes, we definitely get judged by a couple, people here and there. A lot of people love it. There is definitely some haters out there that think it's kind of weird, but I mean, hey, what I go by is nobody's normal. If everybody was normal in this world, what would we be? It'd be boring. Everybody would just be sitting around talking about weather or something.
A lot of people think it's like, oh, they're dressing up as furries to be sexual, when in reality that is not the case. That is far from it. I think that most people need to look before you judge, for sure, especially when it comes to us.
No matter what they do, if you want to make your kids happy, that's the biggest thing to do is support them. Don't discourage them from doing what they want to do. Let them know there's compromises on anything that they want. You can help out. They can do it on their own. Be there for them.
At the end of the day, what makes you happy is what you like to do. So just be yourself, honestly. Other people's opinions, they don't have to matter if you don't let them. Just, if this is what you want to do, go ahead. Just do it.
Yo, at the most of the coast, you're gonna Google my name on that ill promotes. I be flowing and ripping about that intelligent nipping, Star Trek on that hipping. So you got my name in the brain, the quantum entertain and the thing. I'm only flowing about that good glowing. You already know about that really bigger bang. Thanks too much, y'all.
I'm cosplaying a Tusken Raider, except without the helmet and the gloves right now, because it gets a little toasty under the helmet. But other than that, it's a passion of mine, to bring Star Wars to people who don't really know what Star Wars is. And I usually help other groups do like children's hospitals and, as a Jedi, and just bring smile to children, who can't make it out of a hospital bed, to enjoy the little things in life. A lot of the cosplays I've seen a lot of that I love to see is the Owl House. It's been getting a lot of, negative publicity from Disney, because of the two characters who are gay. And it's like, okay, they're gay, so what? We live in 2022 now. We should be open to the world, that people are different. We're all not carbon copy clones.
My experience with con, I didn't go until I was almost 19. But growing up, I always watched videos of like the recaps of Youmacon throughout the years on YouTube. I always watched all of them, and I just wanted to find a community where it was like, we're all interested in relatively the same thing, just its own little different subsections. And it's nice being able to come here and not like, feel like, I don't feel uncomfortable being here. Like I would just walking on the street in maybe like a dress, so.
I would say they would like to be around people who like relate to how they're actually feeling and express themselves more. It's a lot easier when you're around other people.
I used to go to cons a lot when I was younger, but I joined the military when I was a teenager, and I thought I kind of had to step away from the more nerdy side of things I liked, and it turns out everyone in the military is a fucking nerd in some way, so it felt good knowing that I wasn't weird for liking the things I liked. And as I've gotten older and gotten out of the military, I'm getting back into them because of these people.
Cosplay is everyone's world, not just, what people say you should be cosplaying as. Cosplay should be open to everyone, no matter if you're, guy, gal, whoever. If you want to cosplay it, do it.
I think that was the guy that had a
Yeah, you go first. You go first. What's up? My name's Mark from Spirals Bros. I'm 5'9", but I like to round up my height to 6 foot. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got my girl. I'm joking.
And hey guys, and I am Marco of the Spirals Bros, and I'm a Diablo Master for 14 years. Diablo is basically yo-yo to a kid, but in my terms, it is showing what yo-yo can do beyond what people can imagine, honestly. Like, it's off the string, it's going in circles, it can go fast, it can go slow, it can be magical. These things are what I love to show the audience when it comes to Diablo. Now, to keep the spin going, pull with your dominant hand and let your non-dominant hand relax. And just keep doing this for a while. Now, to pick up spin, what we want to do here is to loop the string around the axle here with your dominant hand, your dominant stick, like that. And you want to point up to the Diablo like this, like you're pointing to the moon. Just like that.
All right, Jeremy, your turn.
It'll be easy. Now it's Jeremy's turn. You have to, here we go, like that.
Yeah, good. Yeah, he already saw the tutorials.
Now throw it up in the air by straightening your string.
Yay! You're gonna try next. So you want to hold the camera?
Yeah!
Whoa! Yes, sir. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah! Nice.
Now high one.
High? All right. Yeah! Oh! No, you relax. That was great.
You know, okay, our first, are you kidding me?
What?
Okay, go first.
Wait, I'm thirsty, man. It makes it easier to work with your family. You know, like imagine doing all of these practices and doing all of this traveling. Imagine if you do it with someone that you don't like, you know?
You know, Spirals Bros, they always think of it as Mark and me, brother duo. But remember, in The Wizard of Oz, there's always called that man behind the curtain. Everyone has that, and that man behind the curtain is our dad.
Alberto Bettito.
Yes, he's our manager, he's our choreographer, he's our equipment manager, he's our overlooker, our
tax accountant, maybe? Driver?
Inspector, yes.
Psychologist?
Accountant, he's our chauffeur, he's our... he's...
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Oh, what happened here? That's pretty slippery. That's the snow, I think, that's why. Gotta change it again tomorrow. And I nearly gave up on my passion, my own dreams. But only you yourself can decide. I mean, you make your reality, everyone makes their reality, and think about what's something special you have. Pose here, okay. Go, fan.
This is the long stick.
Fan.
Fine. All right, let's try it.
Here.
You know, we never practiced that. For real. Okay, I'm doing it. So basically, the reason why I love performing Diablo is basically like I have the freedom to do whatever I want, to entertain the crowd. All right, you ready to catch it? Yes. Stretch it out. Yep. Yep. Camera ready? All right. If you look at what we do compared to other traditional Diablo artists, you won't see that. You know, we have a unique personality, we have a unique style, and that's why I love doing it.
More, you didn't hold it long enough.
Okay, one more.
Hold it for 10 seconds at least.
Okay.
Now. Well, I didn't keep it spinning though.